Good morning to all. How are you all? Students, today I am going to cover the next topic of your chapter 1, that is evolution of computers. And today I'll be teaching you the generations of computer. So before starting the generations of computer, first of all I would like to explain you what is the meaning of generation. Okay. Now, generation basically means a change of technology in a computer. How the different generations brought different technologies in the computers. So, there are basically 5 generations. Now, after the early calculating machines, once the early calculating machines was done, the present computer, the computer that we are using right now, it took 5 generations. Whatever the computer that we are using right now, it actually took 5 generations to reach up to this level. Okay. The development of computer systems is normally discussed as the development over different generations. That means whatever the development of in a computer system is done, it is actually the development over different generations. Okay, like in each generation there was certain development. Now, the first generation. The first generation started in the year 1940 and it ended in 1955. Okay. So, the first generation started in the year 1940 and it ended in 1955. The first generation computers were huge in size. Huge means very big in size. Okay. It were very expensive, okay, and it was made up of vacuum tubes. Okay, now the picture of vacuum tubes you can see on page number 11. It's given in your textbook. Okay, so that means the first generation computers were made up of vacuum tubes. Now the examples of first generations, like what all computers were used during the first generation. The first was Mark I. Okay, the first computer was Mark I and it was invented in the year 1944 by Professor Howard Akins. Okay, and he built the first electromechanical powered computer and it was named as Mark I. The second was ENIAC, Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer, and it was developed by John Mauchly and Presper Eckert in the year 1946, and it was a digital computer, general purpose digital computer. The third example of first generation of computer is UNIVAC. The full form is Universal Automatic Computer. It was again developed by John Mauchly and Presper Eckert in the year 1951. So that means Mark I, ENIAC and UNIVAC. These are the 3 computers which were developed during the year 1944 till 1955 in the first generation. The next is second generation. Second generation started from 1956 and it ended in 1964. In this generation, the computers were made up of transistors. Again, you can see the picture of transistors on page number 11. It is given in the book. And at that time, magnetic tapes were used to store the data. They were faster and reliable as compared to the first generation. and they were also less expensive, and they were smaller in size as compared to the first generation. The next is third generation computers. It started from 1965 and ended in 1975. These computers were made up of integrated circuits. Just because of the ICs, that is integrated circuits, the size of the computer reduced and the speed of the computer were increased. The size of the computers were reduced and the speed of the computers was increased because of the integrated circuits. It was more affordable and dependable. More affordable means that a common man can also purchase this particular computer. Next is fourth generation. Now, fourth generation, in the fourth generation, it is using microprocessors. That is called very large scale integration. And you won't believe, microprocessor. This microprocessor we are using currently. So that means we are living in the generation of fourth generation and the fifth generation as well. How? That I'm going to explain you. The computers are small in size, as you can see. Okay. Hard disks are used. So these days we are using hard disk to store the data, and the size of the computers are also small, and we are in the computers we are using what? Microprocessors. Okay. The introduction of GUI operating system is there, Windows. Okay. So what Windows is what? Windows is an operating system. It is a GUI, graphical user interface. Now the fifth generation. Fifth generation, the year is 1986 till present. Okay. And I'm so sorry students, I missed the fourth generation year. It started in 1976 and ended in 1985. Okay. Fourth generation started in 1976 and ended in 1985. And fifth generation, it started in the year 1986 until present. Okay. What we are using? We are using artificial intelligence, that is AI. The size of the computers are improved. That means the smaller the size we are using right now, as you can see the smartphone. Okay. The cost is less, speed and performance is high. We are using a new version of GUI operating system like Android. In the smartphone, we are using the Android phone. Windows also we are using. Okay. So these are the different generations of the computers. Okay. So I would request you all to kindly go through the first chapter from page number 7 till the 5th generation given on page number 13. And if you have any query related to anything, please do ask me. Thank you, children.